Gordian Quest is deck building roguelike fantasy RPG game, and finally today it's out of early access. After 2 years we have 1.0 finally, and it means that you have a lot of content before you. And let me show you what this game holds and what can do for you, how it basically works. This game is inspired by other games. You can see the Slay the Spire or FTL by many means, but they made a lot of twists and improvements to the genre to stand on its own and bring something new, and that's what I like to see. So let me show you what's up without any spoilers or anything. Just give you information, tips, tricks, and hopefully you will find it useful in any way. So let's go to it and enjoy. Gordian Quest got the 3 main modes you can play with: campaign mode, real mode, and skirmish. First of all, let's go check the campaign. The campaign will take you more than 20 hours of gameplay. Certainly depends on the difficulty you will choose and the experience you have just now with the deck building games. The main story is divided into 4 acts, and it was added the end game after you will finish all 4 acts. This was added by 1.0, so today. So right now the final piece of the puzzle of the campaign is added, where you can take your leveled up heroes, the most equipped you have, and you can tackle the badasses bosses in the game just now. Meanwhile, you go from act to act and you will fulfill the main story. You will find the cities, you will find NPCs, and they can give you quests or can help you by enchanting your gear, or to just buy the new gear. Of course, you will fight a lot of enemies along the way and take their loot, because you will need those sweet XP and better loot to be able to defeat the bosses waiting for you in the dungeons and everywhere. So prepare yourself for the journey, pick your heroes, and let's go for the campaign. As a second thing, let's go check out the real mode. Real mode is for you if you don't care about the campaign so much, you don't want to hear the story, and you just want to take the heroes for the endeavor and go from encounter to encounter to finally meet the boss of the realm and continue onwards. This game format giving you a chance to go for similar experiences the Slay the Spire game, where you don't really have anything else to go with than the encounters and the leveling up your heroes and just managing your crew to survive and find the equipment needed to proceed for the next realm. You can go for 2 modes. It's a short one, which is 5 realms. Short one, it take you like 10 hours of gameplay to go from 0 to hero, or you can go for endless and show everybody that you can survive more than anyone else. So pick 3 heroes for your party, or pick only 1 to go solo and try the real mode if you're familiar or you want to go for some challenge. Last mode we have Skirmish. Skirmish is 1v1 combat where you can challenge other players around the world to really test your skills. You will pick 3 heroes, and you will for each hero you will construct a deck of 12 cards, and with this team you will go against other players to really try your best to be better than anyone else and try your tactics and your decks against other players. Finally, we are getting to the point where we need to select our hero for the journey. You will team up with 2 other heroes to make party of 3, and with those heroes we will tackle all the enemies. All others will be available, you can switch between those, but you will need to level them up and give them some equipment, right? Just to show you what's up with each hero, there are stats for that. On the right side you can see the basic stats. You got his name, Lucius, and he got hit points. Those hit points determine how much damage he can handle before he will be dead. Then you have initiative. Initiative is number. The higher the number is, then the better is chance to start before your enemies or before other players. So it's really necessary stat because you you really want to start before your enemies, otherwise you will get pummeled before you get your defense up. On the right side, you have 3 basic stats. Those stats are really important for you and you need to focus them a lot. Strength, dexterity and intelligence. Strength, increasing HP and giving you opportunity to bump up the damage of the red cards. Dexterity is giving you damage to green cards and initiative, and intelligence is giving you blue damage cards and resistances. So now you need to decide what you want to focus on with Lucius. You can mix match, right, the stats, it depends on you, but I would recommend go for one stat and stick to it. For example, I will go for red cards, I will go for strength, and now only red cards are what I'm interested in. So when I will go down here in the specialization decks, which is swordsmanship, warrior and leadership, now I can see what's inside those specializations. I just focus on the red cards only. I don't care about green ones and blue ones. I just look on the red ones, see what's up, if I like the playstyle or not. And you can check out the cards before you start, but just to keep in mind, focusing on one stat and stick to it. Yeah, and then a last piece in the puzzle is to determine what is your starting deck. That also depends on what stat you want to go for. For example, if I want to go for strength, you want to have a lot of red cards in the basic deck. For example, when I will go for strength and I will go for duelist, then doesn't make sense, right? Because there is a lot of green cards and I'm missing out on those plus stats for the way I want to go for. So for blue ones is a tactician right here, duelist is for green, and veteran and sword hand for a red one. So choose your pick, what you like the most, and stick to one stat. As I said before, you will make up team out of 3 heroes and you will meet everyone on the way throughout the world. So don't worry, you will meet anyone in this composition and you will make the party of 3. One recommendation for you: when you go with Lucius and you will focus on the strength, please take to the party 2 other characters and they will be focusing on different stat than the strength. Because for example, Catherine can go for divine, which is like basically more like mage build for the blue ones, or you can go for holy warrior, which is based on red. And when I will go for Lucius and Catherine, and both of them will be focusing on strength, I can lose opportunity to give them enough gear, and for example, where there will be challenge events, I will not have anyone with a blue stat, for example. So pick 3 heroes and each hero should focus on the different stat. For example, Lucius strength, Catherine intelligence, and Bertram as a dexterity. And this is a really good composition as for beginners to go each hero one stat and go full to that way. If you know what you are doing, you can mix match, you can go with different kind of stuff like dexterity, intelligence, and you're focusing on 2 stuff. But for beginners, please focus each hero on one stat and you will be golden. Last thing you need to choose before you setting off to the journey is your difficulty settings. You have 5 possibilities to choose from: easy, normal, hard, nightmare and torment, and you can choose whatever you like, because you can change it throughout the campaign whatever you like. And those purple things below the banners are the Renown multiplier, and the Renown is used for unlocking artifacts after you complete the campaign, and you will be using that for the meta progression. This is a rogue-lite element of this game, and those artifacts will help you in the next campaign or the real mode. So the higher the difficulty is, the more renown you will get. Other than that, you will need to choose mode, and this mode is standard, roguelite and roguelike. Standard mode is basically normal one. That means that when your party is defeated, you will appear in the middle of the town and you can go again, try again and do better. Roguelite mode means that when your whole party die in the battle, the run is over, the campaign is over, and you need to start over because all your party members are dead. And the roguelike mode is when one of your heroes die, that is permanent. You can use one other hero who is waiting in your camp just to form another 3-man party and go forward, but just be worried about that. When all your members will die in the battle, the whole run is over. So choose the difficulty you would like to go for and let's start the game. Before we jump into battle itself, I want just to describe what you see on the screen, just to have a little bit easier time. In the middle you can see the battle grid where you will move your heroes around against your enemies and you will be attacking them and try to survive. Above in the middle, you can see who is going first, who's second and third. That is based on initiative, that the number you want to have always higher than your enemies, otherwise you will be getting kicked before you can protect yourself. Down in the middle you can see your cards available right at the moment, what you can play right now. We will get into that a little bit later. Let's check the rest and then we will go for the combat itself. On the left side you can see the portrait of actual hero who's playing right now, and in the blue circle in the left corner there is how many action points you have available right now, and below that the purple gem is how many stratagems you have. Those are currency used for playing cards, and you will use those to be able to deal damage and protect yourself and everything else. Above the portrait and there is a green arrow, and then the number determines how many cards you have in the draw pile. That means the cards you haven't even drawn yet. On the opposite side of the screen there is a red arrows that determine how many cards you already played, and above that there is expand pile. That means how many cards you expand during the battle and you will not be able to play again during this battle. Down below in the corner there is a consumables. There is for example health potion you can use for you in the heat of battle to just give some hit points to a wounded friend. And that's all for now of the UI, what you can see, and we will get into the combat and see how it goes. So let's go for fight itself. This is the deck building game, and basics of the deck building is that you have a basic deck. We are starting with 12 cards. Those cards will be given to you 5 at a time, so you have basic hand 5 cards, and you will be playing them during your turn. Those cards you are dealt to you at the start of the round will determine what you can do. If you will have attacking cards, you can attack the enemies. If you have some defensive cards, you will be able to defend yourself. And each card have different amount of AP cost, action point cost. Every hero starts with a 3-8 AP at the start of the turn, and that determines how many cards you can play in the turn and for attacking and defensive purposes. When you will be done with everything, you can't spend any more APs on or you don't want to, you can click end the turn, and all the cards you use and those you are not using at the time will be moved to the discard pile. You will draw another 5 cards from your draw pile, and when the next turn will be on you, you can use your cards again and play something else. This will cycle to the point where no cards will be available in a draw pile. Then all the cards from the discard pile will be shuffled and moved to the draw pile, and you will get the rest to get the 5 cards in the hand, or you will get 5 in the total. And this will continue all the way throughout the game. You will be adding new cards, the better rarities, and you will improve the cards and so on. And so you will be increasing the deck size. You will not have only 12, but for example 25. And you will increase the chance to get the better cards, and that means that you will have solidify your build and maybe do a bunch of more AoE damage or so on. So that's the basic premise of the combat, of the deck building. This game, it's combining it with the movement. You can move on the grid, you can see before you, and that determine where you are standing, what type of hero you are. When you will be archer, you want to be somewhere in the back and shoot enemies from afar. For example, when you are warrior with a lot of defensive cards, you will be somewhere when the attack will be going. To determine when attacks are going, you can look on the enemies, and below the HP, below the hit points, there is a intention. That's the damage or the defense or the buff or debuff. Many more are there, but you can see based on that image and number what they are going to do. When you hover over that number and symbol, you will see what they are going for. For example, he will go straight in front of him and he deal some damage, and you can, based on that indication, you can move your heroes, or you can defend, or you can kill him before he will manage to do that hit. So that's basic premise of the combat. The more experience you will have, the more you will be able to predict where to move and what to who stop first before he will do some kind of damage. But that everything comes with experience of the game, so let's try and do it your own way, and I think you will be just fine. After you defeated enemies and completed quests, you accumulate enough XP to level up, and that means that you have the skill point to spend. You will see your skill grid, where are nodes. Those nodes, when you unlock them, they give you some kind of benefit. The small circles giving you maybe initiative, HP or stat points. The hexagon ones have something to do with your skill, with your cards. Some of the hexagons give you a new card to your deck. Some of them will improve the card you already have, or even master the card you have. Then it's one last node, and it's a square, which is a talent node. The talent node is divided in 3 categories: 1, 2 and 3, the bronze, silver and gold, and I get to those in a short amount of time. When you spend 4 skill points on the grid, then you can unlock a next grid to attach to existing one, and when you attach the second grid, you can go explore the second grid with your skill points, and by that means that you will create this spider web looking thing, and when you reach, for example, level 40, and by this design you can really mix match what you want to focus on. You want more HP, unlock those nodes. You want this type of hero, yes, you can do that, because you will choose the node with specialization of the character. For example, as I said before, Lucius, I want to go for warrior, and when I will be unlocking a new grid, I will choose that on that grid will be warrior nodes, and when I will get to the node, I will unlock a new card for the warrior from the warrior specialization, and that's how I'm focusing on one thing at a time, one build at a time. And now we are getting to the talents. Talents are something what can determine how you would love to play your character. It's personalize your character a little bit more, because you can, for example, you are using the two-handed sword or two-handed weapons with your warrior, so you can pick the node which improve efficiency with the two-handed weapons, or you are using heavy armor, so you can pick the node which give you opportunity to be a little bit better with that, or or your character has really low initiative starting after enemies already done the damage. So you can unlock the node to really bump the initiative up to be able to play before them. And those are the talents. Talents are divided into strength talents, dexterity talents, and intelligence talents, and also divided by tiers. Tier 1 is a bronze one, tier 2 is a silver one, and tier 3 is the golden one. When you unlock the node on the skill grid, the bronze one, that's the first you will unlock, you will need the stats, requirement of stats to be able to really pick the talent. For example, you need 10 stats in strength to be able to unlock the 3 first nodes in the strength column. You need 10 dexterity to unlock the first 3 nodes in the dexterity column, and so on. And for example, you need 12 to unlock the more to unlock the next 4, and you need 14 to unlock the rest in the bronze category. When you will have 16, you are capable to choose talents from the tier 2. You also need unlock the tier 2 node on the skill grid to be able to choose the talent from tier 2, not only the stat requirements. These talents can be changed all the time, so you can go back to that. Maybe your initiative is now really better, so you can switch the talent for something else what's need to be done right now. And as I said, this really give you opportunity to personalize your character and give him something what he's really going for. One more thing what you will be improving is synergy between your characters. By the battle camping and events can raise this synergy, and that will give you opportunity to choose different car in the game, in the battle, which will show up every turn, and you can use it whenever you want. Every hero starting with shift, so for every stratagem you can shift one cell to every side on the grid, but you can change it, for example, for draw. So for 2 stratagems you can draw 1 card, or you can shared guard, so give half guards to target ally, and by that you can really give more things or more possibilities for your heroes. For example, when you have a little bit when you will have someone who got really beefy guard, you can go with that, and you can share the guard with your mage who is going full glass cannon without any defense, and you can help him out by improving the synergy in those battles camping and also other stuff. You will be able to unlock more unique tactical cards to go with. Now it's time to talk about equipment of your heroes. As I said before, you focusing on stats, strength, dexterity, and intelligence, and those are used as a requirements for armors and weapons. You have primary equipment and secondary. The primary is the helmet, gloves, armor, boots, and weapon, and the secondary is amulet, 2 rings, and belt. For the primary ones, you have those requirements, and you need to spec into those. So, for example, when you have a medium armor, the medium armor will have requirements as strength and dexterity. When you will not meet on one of those, you can't have this item. Items come in 4 rarities: common, rare, magic, and legendary, and with increasing rarity there is more stats attached to the armors and equipment itself. You have 2 bonuses what you can have out of equipment. That's the passive bonuses and active, I would say. The passives are the stats. For example, when you have armor that can give you, for example, +2 for strength defense. So when you use the red defense card, you will get +2 out of the armor you're wearing. Or for example, you will have +4 to melee attack damage. That means that every melee attack card will have +4 damage out of that item. Other than that, you have the other one, and that's the active that you can get out of equipment card itself, and this card will be placed to your deck and you will be able to play the card during the battles. There are two things you can socket into those items. There are skill sockets and gem sockets. In skill sockets, you can place your own cards, and then you can choose gems based on color to go with it, and the card will have the benefit. For example, when you place a guard into your armor, because there will be possibility, right, when there will be a skill socket of the armor, and you will place there a card of the armor, and then you will give there gem which says that you will heal 2 HP when you use the card, so that card socketed into armor will have the benefit. On the other hand, there is a possibility that the weapon or the equipment itself come right from the get-go with the card, as I said before, and then all the gems socketed into the weapon will the card will benefit out of those sockets, out of those gems you will put into those. You can get rid of the gems whenever you want, so it's doesn't really matter if you socket them or get them out. There is no punishment for removing. One more thing to say about this is when you have, for example, some kind of equipment which got the passive stats beautifully set up for you, but the card is not really what you're looking for, and you will never use it because it's not really what you are going for, you can use the white void stone, which is applicable to any color socket, and that's the name of the rune is void rune, and you can just say that this item will not have the card included in the deck. So that's the possibility how you can get rid of the skill cards from your equipment, not to bother your deck. On the other hand, secondary equipment as the amulets and rings have no restrictions and anything, so they just give you benefits and cards and also other stuff. Last thing to mention is the consumables. You got 2 slots per hero, and you can give the consumables, for example, health potions, or potion give you armor, or for example AP, so you can drink the potion, get back 1 AP, and use one more card, for example. So for sure you want to each hero want to go for a different stat, because the equipment will be scarce, especially the legendary ones, so you want to spread it out between your characters to really help them out to do maximum damage. When you get to the city, you will see that a lot of shops are closed, but after you finish few quests, more of those places will be open for you to interact with. The basic one are the Sister Ophelia, which can afford you the service of healing for free to maximum 50% of your HP of heroes, which is super fine to go there first, and for 20 gold to maxed out, right? The Fallen Hero revived for 100, and you can go for 50% chance for 25 gold to get the Fate. Fate is used for re-rolling of the events and skills. For example, when you don't like it, you can go for Fate and re-roll, which is super cool when you will get to really high skills later. My recommendation, when you have your gold and you will be spending the gold, always leave some money for resurrection. 300, 200 for example, because you want your heroes resurrected all the time. You don't want to have the situation that one of your heroes will die and you will not have the money for resurrection. It's really painful. That's everything what you can do here. Then it's Guild Hall. Guild Hall is basically for you to unlock a new hero. When you unlock a hero, he will be stationed here, and you can switch between those heroes to have your active party, and then you have your stash, which is I don't think that's that important, but the switching heroes might be. Then it's blacksmith. Blacksmith is giving you opportunity to buy equipment from beginning. A really cool idea to check it out regularly, because it's really kind of nice to get, for example, bow, because ranged attacks damage +1. It's not that big of a deal, but it's cool, but it's nice. So let's check the shop. And then another part of the blacksmith is salvage. And salvage, you can salvage items you don't really need for common parts, magic dust, crystal sparks, and chromatic shards. And then you can use those resources to enchant your stuff. Then you get Barnaby. Barnaby give you opportunity to go for rings and amulets. And also you can socket your weapons. For example, when I give the crossbow, I can change the sockets what I have for different color. Just see color one of the sockets green on an item. So that's how it goes here. And then you have the Wayne, and Wayne give you opportunity to buy magical stuff and also some runes. For example, here can you buy for 15 gold the void rune to get rid of the pesky things in your inventory, in the cards of the equipment you don't want to use anymore. And then you can enchant, for example, again, crossbow, and I can't really, because I don't have augurs orb to enchant my weapon. So those are the basic ones, and the last one is the key. It's Innkeeper. Innkeeper can give you opportunity to buy 2 common room and steadily room. So as you can see, rest 1 day and you restore 15 HP and remove 6 exhaustion, and this is 1 day 40 HP and remove 15 exhaustion. So you can choose between those two, but I think from beginning you will be using the first one quite a lot. And then you can buy supplies and improves supplies you will need for traveling around. You will be able to travel across the country and manage to fulfill the quest in the borders of this realm. And you will encounter few of those nodes, normal encounters. You will see here how many of them they are and how much renown you will get. There is a heal node, there is an event which something will happen, and maybe we'll update some of the nodes, or that will be encounter. Then you have those encounters where are the red arrows and green arrows, and when you click on that you will see what will be happening in there. The green ones are beneficial, the red ones are like something what you don't want to really deal with, but it is what it is, right? And then there are the strong enemies, where the deadly encounters, where the elites and the champions. So you be worried about that, because that can be a tough fight to deal with. And as you can see, I unlock one of those, and there is the drops a legendary accessory. So when I will be fighting those wolves and I will win, I will get a legendary, which is fantastic. It's phenomenal. And then you have the exploration nodes, where you will be able to explore the area, which is a kind of new thing to go for. And you can use with the exploration thing here missions, and each hero can be set for 2 missions. For example, dispatch enemies, remove random monster from the area, or reveal bonus weapon or armor chest. I will go with this one. Here, reveal bonus rest point or reveal bonus shrine rest point. Here, reduce the detection range all monsters, reveal bonus viewpoint. I will go with that. Here, disarm all traps on the map, fill the map with gold piles. Yeah, that's better. Reveal bonus crafting material drop, or teleport party to random location in the area when interact with. Yeah, why not? A random teleportation, let's go for it. So you can set those missions up, and then when you go for exploration mission, you will be set to this map, and you can go around and picking up those nodes, and you will get some materials for that. So that's good. You got four chances to go with something good. and then you will be returned back to the map. I would love to catch this guy, but I will not be able to, so let's finish this up. This wasn't that good exploration, so that's about exploration, and there are a bunch more for you to discover. For example, camp. You will travel around, defeat those nodes and level up your heroes, and you will go for quests. And there is another one, and that's the underground. You can go down below the descent, and as you can see, you will be discovering the underground and find your way and find treasures and everything like that. And here is the camp. In the camp you can spend time and you can focus on your heroes to get synergy between them, or you can just focus on training or sleeping to heal yourself, and much other stuff to do here. You have 12 hours to do what you need to do, and there is a lot of possibilities to go through. For example, road mastery will give you the possibility to spend 5 hours with one hero to really train one of his abilities. Stoke campfire, 1 hour to get a random card, and then with the last one you can go, for example, for gamble, which is not something useful for now because we don't have the currency to gamble with anyway. So that's 1 hour out, and we are continuing like that to spend the time healing our heroes and set up the camp, go for supplies, or spend the supplies to get other benefits for future fights. For example, weapon care will increase our crit chance with the attacks for 2 or 3 fights. So this is the camping, and you can do it before battles, for example, and those are the short ones, or there are the campsites like this one on the map where you have 12 hours and to really increase the synergy between the characters and train your characters. So use it wisely and use it to the fullest, because that will help you a lot. And that's the one way how you can get rid of the exhaustion on the way, because when you use the card you will exhaust the card, and then in the fight those exhausted cards are drawn and you can't play them. So you be worried about the exhaustion. You can go to the city and sleep, that will remove the exhaustion as well, or drink potions, that will help too. So enjoy your camp and let's go forward. When you finish the campaign or real mode, you will get back to the main menu, and during the run you will earn some renown, as you can see in the right corner. This renown is used for another run, and there are 2 uses of this renown. First of all, you can buy slots for artifacts. You're starting with 2 or 3, I guess, and then you buying artifact themselves. There's 65 artifacts will be in the 1.0 version, and you are able to buy them and use them in the next run. Those artifacts can give you, for example, Catherine gain 1 intelligence, or Bertram base stats +1, or deadly encounters have 20% chance to drop a consumable reward, or increase party maximum HP by 3. So those will help you in the next run to really go for something even better. Every artifact can be enhanced, so you can unlock the second row. Heroes have plus physical resist, for example, for this one. And that's about the artifacts. There are one more way to spend the renown, and that's the broken artifacts, or those will be with the red border. That can be used only once, and you can get them inside the runs themselves, because you will buy the artifact and that will say that when you consume the artifact, for example, it revives one of your heroes or something like that. So you can spend the renown during the run or after run in this shop and get the benefits out of this one. And And that's everything for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this guide. Hope you got some new information or useful information before you jump into the game yourself and you'll start your first party. And that will be all. If something missing, let me know down below in the comment section. If you want to know something more, let me know also. And that's it. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you for your time. As always, be kind, keep smile, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Peace, guys. See you all tomorrow in another video or another time. Thank you very much, and bye bye.